All right, let's talk Tenchi Jins here for a moment. You can go online and you can find lists of all the techniques that are found in the Tenchi Jin Ryaku no Maki. You can also find PDFs, download free versions online. Some are slightly different, some are pretty much just the same thing. So you can find a lot of these online, the Tenchi Jin versions of it, I should say, online for free. But you can also purchase some. So here are a number of the ones that I have. Let me start with this one here first. This is much more than the Tenchi Jin, although it has at least most, if not all, of the Tenchi Jin material. I didn't go through and kind of compare step by step to see exactly how much of it, but it definitely has most, if not all, of the Tenchi Jin. But it also contains other things. So it has the kata from Kotoru and Gyokuru and Takagi Yoshinru and the like. So this is actually a full, I would say this is certainly much more than just a Tenchi Jin. This would be a great resource just to have on hand. It has some images in here, so some drawing, kind of line art drawing images. Not for all the techniques, but for some. So this does have much of the Tenchi Jin, if not all of the Tenchi Jin. Again, I haven't looked, but this is a great resource. Then there's some others. So here are three versions that are pretty much similar to one another. Really what these are just a written description. There's no line drawings, there's no pictures, but they have all the techniques and they have a written description of the technique. So this one's by Paul Richardson. This one here is by Todd Schweinhart. That might be how you pronounce it. If not, I apologize. The difference with Todd's Tenchi Jin is he actually has the picture of the original Japanese at the top. Now that's useful for those who maybe know Japanese or just would like to have that. But pretty much he has just the same kind of thing, and that is it's just a written description of all the techniques. So no line drawings or anything like that, but it does give you that original Japanese at the top. Richard Van Donk, through the International Bujinkan Dojo Association, has one as well. His is slightly different. He has some references to some of the books by Hatsumi and the like, so that's a little different. He's got some photos in here, but they're not really photos of, I don't think there's any photos of techniques in here, but you know, you see you've got a Japanese castle and the like. So a written description, again, of the techniques, and just a little extra here and there added to it. So there's that one. And so those are the kind of thing you'll find online. The ones that I really like are these. Now, this set is put out by Carsten Kühn, and it's 3 volumes, right? So you have the Ten, the Chi, and the Jin. But what he does is he actually has line drawing art of the techniques being performed. So you got a written description, but you also have some line art to try to follow the way the technique is done, or at least his interpretation of the way the technique should be done, right? Some techniques you'll see performed or written or described differently from teacher to teacher. If you've been in the Bujinkan at all very long, then you understand that. That's the case. So, but the difference with these is, first of all, they're multi-volume, and unlike these 3, they're not just written descriptions, they have those little line art drawings. But these tend to go for anywhere between, I think you might be able to find them here and there for about $40 a piece, all the way up to $70, $80, $90. I've seen these go for very, very high price, in my opinion. So you can buy these. It's great. I really enjoy these. I double check these as I'm referencing different techniques personally. So this is a nice set, but they're just expensive, and it's 3 volumes. The other one that I really like is this, and I recently just got this one. So this one is done by a man named Fernando. Aixa. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that name. Again, I apologize for mispronunciation. This is a single volume, but it has all the Tenchi Jin. The great thing about this is it's not line art or just descriptions. It's actually full color photos. Step-by-step full color photos of all the techniques. Not only that, he breaks down, if you can see here, he'll break down the kanji and the words and give you a description of what that technique, what the name of the technique is or things like that. Now this is approximately, I think it's $70 or $80. But again, these are individually going anywhere between 40 and 60, probably on average, to get all of these. You just get the one volume. I would pay for this. I think this is, I did pay for it. I think this is well worth the money. This is by far my favorite. Originally, before I got this one, I really liked these, just because they had those line drawing art. This is by far my favorite. This would be a runner-up, I would say, because it's got some line art, but it also has the rest of the, much of the Bujinkan material from the different schools. So this would be a runner-up. I think it's really good, but if I'm looking for a Tenchi Jin alone, and I have the money, I'm buying this one. This one is phenomenally done. Now, I will also mention that he has put out a number of other ones. So we have the Takagi Yoshinryu here. I also have the Shinin Fururu. He's got a couple others. They are, I don't know what they originally are. Maybe originally put out in Spanish or something like that and then translated. So these are translations of the originals that he put out. And there are some others that I'm waiting for them to be translated. But this, again, just if we're talking about Tenchi Jins, this by far is the best value, I think, the best bang for your buck. If you've got, whatever it is, I think it's $70 or $80. If you have the money, get this one. If you don't have the money for this, get this one. If you don't have the money for that, then you're probably out of luck, because even these are going to be somewhere between, I think, $25 and $40, depending on where you get them and that kind of thing. So even just these written descriptions are very expensive. So, all right, hopefully that's been helpful. I'm sure there are other Tenchi Jins out there, versions out there, but these are the ones that I have. By far, if you're looking for some kind of an illustration or a photo, it would be this or this. My money is on this one. All right. Take care.